Fargo is one of the fastest growing areas here in the whole entire Midwest. And in an area that grows so fast, it can sometimes be hard to keep up with all the new projects and all the new construction that's happening all over the place. But in this video, I'm going over the 5 major renovations and construction projects going on right now here in the Fargo-Moorhead Metro. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sykora, your Fargo real estate agent, and I make a lot of videos to give people information on living, working, moving to and from this Fargo-Moorhead area. If you're considering buying or selling a home, you can reach out to me through all my contact information in the description below to go ahead and schedule a call. So let's jump right into this video, going down the 5 projects that are happening right now here in the Fargo-Moorhead area in the year 2025 as we look forward to the future. Let's jump right in. With it being early in June, coming up on the summer, it is road construction here in Fargo. And there's a lot of different projects happening at once. Most notably, some on 32nd Avenue, one on Veterans, I-94, and the NP parking garage in downtown Fargo. I'm gonna go over a little bit of these different construction projects, what they're actually doing, and how long they're gonna take to be completed. First up is 32nd Avenue. Down over on the south side of the Fargo area, this $18 million reconstruction of 32nd Avenue began in April 2023 and will run through the summer into the fall of 2025, hopefully being completed by the end of this year. This project includes a complete replacement of the water main, storm sewer, pavement, and sidewalks. A lot of people are frustrated over this project just because, especially during those busy times of the day, 11 to noon, lunchtime, 7 to 8 in the morning, 4 to 6 o'clock at night, there's a lot of traffic in these areas, and it can take you a lot of time to get all the way up to 52nd down to the interstate using these roads like Veterans and 32nd. But it's a project that needs to be done sooner or later. We just need to get it over with and get it done. Hopefully they'll be able to complete it by the end of 2025 as is projected. But this is one of the major projects happening right now here in Fargo, along with a ton of other projects. Another major project happening right now is the NP Avenue parking ramp located on the southern part of the downtown Fargo area. This is a $60 million project that includes a 6-story apartment complex, a city-owned parking garage, and an FM community theater. This will give a lot of different parking to the south side of downtown Fargo and housing that is not really available right now. You can see the construction of this being built already. They're starting on the parking ramp right now. The parking ramp is going to be the first completed part, followed by both the theater and the apartment building. But this is a $60 million project here in downtown Fargo. This is one of the major projects happening right now in downtown Fargo. And when completed will be really good because it brings a mix of a couple different things. Like I said, mixed use, high density. So you're gonna have a parking garage, you're gonna have a community theater where events are gonna be held, that sort of thing. Then you also have an apartment building down there. So it's a mixed use of all of them. And it's gonna be a great building for the community when it is completed. Then the third project of the 3 construction projects I'm gonna be talking about in this video, this is just the first thing of the 5 things coming to Fargo in 2025. This one is a really important one that's been on a lot of people's minds, and that's the Moorhead downtown project. If you haven't been driving past downtown Moorhead right now or on Main, there is a lot of road construction happening in that downtown Moorhead area. And what is actually being built? It's being built around the old mall. This started early in 2024 with a destruction and will go through 2030. This is a transformation of 19.5 acres and 9 city blocks around the Moorhead City Center Mall. This area is being reimagined as a vibrant urban destination with a mix of retail stores, restaurants, arts and entertainment, recreation spaces, parking, and over 12,000 housing units. This is a really major thing, I think, for Moorhead downtown, especially being right next to the Fargo downtown, where it can sometimes be overshadowed by Fargo downtown, where more people will choose to go that way compared to Moorhead. This project will bring a lot more people to Moorhead and in that downtown area with all this new construction happening once it does get completed. This is also a move by the city to try to make the area more safe, more walkable, and to just have more people out there and about there with 12,000 more units of living space for residential properties. So with this being done, it'll bring a lot more activity and a lot more infrastructure to that downtown Moorhead and kind of revive it a little bit from its old state that it once had. Obviously, being in the summer right now in Fargo-Moorhead, there's a lot of road construction happening and a lot of construction projects, just like the 3 I mentioned. There's also a million different other ones happening in the area, being that it is the summer. Of course, those construction crews do not want to work during the winter, but those are some of the major projects happening right now. And you can find more information on all of these projects I mentioned in this video through the links in the description below where I got some of the information and if you want to read farther into the projects. But next we're going to hop into another big one, which is finally going to be completed later this June, which is actually the Island Park Waterpark. It was originally a water park built in 1977. Hasn't been renovated since, but they've started a lot of renovations on this area, being $18 million in renovations, and is set to reopen later this June. It has a 50-meter competition pool, diving boards, diving platforms, a lazy river, water slides, and a ton more. And the old pool, like I said, hasn't been updated since 1977. This is going to be a really good thing for this Fargo-Moorhead area. Again, being in downtown right by the huge Bell Bank building, it's going to be right behind that in the park, Island Park, and it's going to be opening on June 16th this year. So this video is going to be posted and this thing is going to be open. They're going to have a big public celebration with live music, free ice cream when it does open. And it's going to be a great area for the community, great place to go out with the kids out during the summertime. And this place will also have year-round programs, lap swims. They're even going to have swim meets here in the competition pool. And it's also going to be really affordable with $10 for youth and $12 for adult, which also align with the city pool rates. This is a really good project that after the spring of 2023, when they broke ground on this project, it's finally going to be completed. As you can see from the videos on the screen right now, it's a really great area. Now that it's being finally opened up, it's time for the public to enjoy Island Park again, bring more people to that area to just enjoy it during the summertime. So that's an Island Park, water park being constructed, finally completed. Then some also road construction happening in the area. The third project, which a lot of people see when they're driving on I-94 because of the road construction when they go out towards the west, is the Fargo-Moorhead Diversion project. Now this is also a huge project for people like me in the real estate world because of flood insurance. A lot of houses on the southern side of Fargo and along the river are required to have flood insurance, which can get really, really spendy. It can influence people's monthly payment by a lot. But this Fargo-Moorhead Diversion project, hopefully once it's completed and if it's approved by FEMA, it will remove a lot of those residents from that floodplain, making housing more affordable and also just reducing the risk of a lot of those houses that are in the floodplain. This is a $3.2 billion project to protect around 273,000 people from floods. What this is going to be a 30-mile diversion channel for floodwaters from the southern part of Horace up to the northern part of Argosville. This includes a lot of aqueducts, gated structures, stormwater inserts, places for fishing, roadways and railways. People, when they drive on I-94 to the west, they may think, why are they building a bridge in the middle of nowhere where there's no water? It's for the flood diversion project, for the water to flow under there if it's an overflow from the flood. So that's what that is. A lot of people are confused by that because they are just building a bridge in the middle of nowhere. But this is a really big project that's been happening for a long time, hopefully to finish by 2027. They're nearing 90% completion for the in-town projects, with a lot more projects on the surrounding areas being done right now. But with inclusion to that 30-mile diversion channel I talked about before, as you can see on the screen, there's also going to be a 22-mile southern embankment just south of Fargo. This gate structure is to hold water in 30,000 acres as a storage area. So again, overflow for the flood to make sure it's stored out there and it's not stored in Fargo. Again, bringing a lot of people out of the floodplain. Then also in town, they're just making a lot of levees, floodways. They're just repairing things, making lift stations, making sure everything is good against a flood risk. This is a very major project, like I talked about before, because of the floodplain. So this will bring a ton of people out of the 100-year floodplain and move them to maybe the 500-year floodplain. But it's only those in the 100-year floodplain that are required to have flood insurance. So by bringing a lot of those people out, again, like I said, reduce those costs for those homeowners and for people looking to get into those homes, and just overall make the area safer because you won't have to worry as much about floods that inevitably do happen, like in 97, 09, or 2011, like there were floods in those years. So it's just going to reduce that risk for everybody. Obviously, being $3.2 billion, this project is really expensive. A lot of that is federal funding, state funding from Minnesota, but they've also got a lot of money from sales tax from people here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. But it's a project, again, just like I talked about before in the road construction on 32nd, it needs to be done eventually. We just cannot have bad floods over and over again here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. And of course, a lot of people do not want to be paying for flood insurance. So again, it's something that needs to be fixed eventually. This is a good fix to get it out of the way, get it done with, so we don't have to worry about issues in the future. Now that I've talked about that diversion, some different road construction projects happening, and the Island Park Water Park, now it's time to hop into some housing. So of course, Fargo is one of the fastest growing cities here in the whole entire Midwest. We got to have places to house all these people, which especially when you drive through the central Fargo, the West Fargo, the Horace area, you can see how many new construction houses there are, how many new construction apartments there are. There's a lot of these different buildings being popped up all over the place. One of the most notable areas being Eagle Ridge. This includes over 2,300 residential units, including single family and multifamily, and some commercial areas over in the West Fargo, South Fargo area. And a lot of housing being built in downtowns too. The Moorhead downtown project, what I talked about earlier, a ton of new housing units, the NP parking avenue, another 6-story apartment. Then also a lot of parts of downtown are being renovated. They're being redone into apartments or to condos or things like that to give people more places to live. But a lot of the growth is happening down on the southern part of Fargo, down by Davies High School, past Davies High School, over in Horace, North Dakota. Horace is one of the fastest growing cities in the state, even though it only has 6,000 people. It grew from 3,000 to 6,000 people only in a couple years. Then over again on the southwest Fargo side too, there's a lot of growth in these areas, especially new construction, a ton of apartment buildings being built all the time. Now, if you want more information on building your own home, where are the good areas of new construction, what type of builders should I use, those sort of things, or you have a question about what the new construction process even looks when you compare it to previously owned route when you're buying or selling a home, you can reach out to me through, again, getting a call through the link in the description below. I'd be happy to answer some of your questions on new construction or to help give you some advice on what would be the best way for you to move forward if you are interested in getting into new construction, just as so many people have in this area, as you can tell when you go through those areas of how many new houses there are. So let's hop into another new thing coming into Fargo in 2025, which is the Slick City Slide Action Park. This is a park over by Timber Creek Live, which if you've been to Sweet Shots or if you've been to Kingpins, these are some very popular attractions here in Fargo that over there now you're gonna have a slide park. So what this is, it's about 30,000 square foot building that's built. You're gonna have slides in there, not water slides, it's just normal slides with, you'll have a blanket or something, you'll go down, trampoline, basketball, a ton of different activities, playgrounds, that sort of thing, all indoors. So this is gonna be a really awesome thing, especially for that Timber Creek area where you have Kingpins right there, you have Slide City right there, and you have Sweet Shots right there. A lot of entertainment and a lot of entertainment for all ages of people, and also a lot of entertainment in the winter too. So you can go to these places year round. This slide park is gonna be the first of its kind in North Dakota, and it's gonna be set to open Thanksgiving of 2025, and it has a ton of different things to do like I talked about before. Head first mat slides, jungle gyms, air courts, zip line, a cafe, party rooms. Gonna be a great place to go, just like it's gonna be like the Sky Zone vibe, the Kingpins vibe, the Sweet Shots vibe, all good things to do in that area, especially again, like I said, during the winter when it's cold out and no one wants to be stuck in the house all day. Go to these places to enjoy a good time. These are the 5 major projects happening in Fargo right now. Thanks for watching this video on this Fargo-Moorhead area, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about this area, or stay tuned and stay up to date with everything happening in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Thanks for watching.